I'm going for the.
Seems mad that.
Go on.
Seems
I said
mad
Kane.
that
I said
they
Kane and
have to-
Son. I said Kane and Son. I said Reguilon.
I was gonna say it seems a bit unfair that haircuts are outlawed, but I still have to deal with the public every day. It's like you're not allowed, but also you still have to do that.
I thought you might comment on my hairstyle. I mean, I look like one of our idols, Halil Akbunar, perhaps. No, you see the no.
I have never seen what he looks like.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with your hosts C and W.
Trying out something.
What was that? Like H? No, C and W. H C. No, I don't get it. All right, well, it's back. We're back again. This week, some decent games. Not so much off-field stuff. Not so many news stories, but a lot of games. There's been 2 rounds of games since we were talking last. So I suppose just the best thing to start there. And Liverpool, just what's going on?
It feels like I cursed the team as soon as the words left my mouth that I was guaranteeing they'd get top 4. It feels like it's gone from worse to worse.
It's hard to even remember you saying that. It sounds so ridiculous now. Like it's hard to picture somebody saying that. Saying, "Oh, they will definitely get top 4." It's like they might get Europa League the way they're going.
It's been like 3 weeks and it feels like they haven't won a game in years.
Well, I don't think they've won in 7 or 8 maybe.
That's madness.
They've lost 5 in a row, and I think they drew the 2 before that, the 3 before that. Outrageous run of form.
Like, how bad does it get before? Do they just? I suppose, like, you have to stick with Klopp. It's not his fault. Everyone's in hospital. Like,
well,
but I mean, how bad can it get before?
Yeah,
you have to do something.
That is where we're getting to now. It's like, at what point do you look at Klopp and say, even the players you have are not playing well?
Yeah,
like it's easy to kind of analyze these things and say, oh, look, their heads are down. They're not happy to be playing there. But I mean, they really do look like they lack some zip and some pep.
Yeah,
you know,
you sound like Roy Keane.
They've lost the eye of the tiger, Will. Oh God, but like, honest to God, like they really are playing so slow and ponderous. And I know, like, say any team that loses 3 or 4 or 5 of their best players, it's very hard to kind of rise yourself and just leaders to just become leaders, or players become leaders overnight. But it's so bad. They lost to Chelsea there 1-0, which, I mean, Chelsea are a good side and wasn't, hammering or anything, but they then lost to Fulham right after that.
And as well, I don't know about you, but going into that game, I was thinking Fulham are going to beat Liverpool in this game.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I don't see Liverpool winning any game anytime soon.
Well, opposite trajectories, I would say. I mean, Fulham are there. They're going to win this. I think before the game, Carragher was like, look, a lot of us kind of think we need to get into the top 4 in the Champions League, but don't forget, we're in Champions League right now. So there you go. Like, Jamie Carragher, you're not going to win the Champions League. You can't beat Fulham.
You're losing to Fulham and Burnley.
You're not going to beat Bayern over 2 legs. You can't beat Fulham. Like, this is damage limitation. Like, as much as you're reigning champions and fair play to all that and all that, like, it's not the same team. Like, you have to try and just hold on to what you have, which is very little.
And like, what is going on with, like, I get the whole midfield's moved into the back and then so the team's all over the place.
Yeah.
But why can't Bobby Firmino and Mane kick a ball anymore? What's going on there?
Mane looks like somebody who wants to leave. Like, whatever about Salah, he's still scoring goals and he's a bit miserable coming off. And he got taken off. That was kind of the talking point of the Chelsea game. Like, you need to go and take off the top scorer in the league. And he was like annoyed and pissed off. I'd say it's more generally annoyed and pissed off that, like, nothing's going his way,
Yeah.
But
he was scored 50 goals a season a few seasons ago.
but Mane doesn't look like he looked like he's swapped bodies Monster style with Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale has stolen his talent and his get up and go. He just does not look like he wants to be there anymore.
I saw a thing that he had COVID at the start of the season. I wonder, is that still anything?
It's one of those things that we don't know, like what the long-term effects are of them or how it affects people's breathing and stuff like that. 6 months after.
When Pogba at the start of the season, he had it, and for a string of games he was brutal, and then he kind of started coming into his own. But he was saying that like it really affected him, like he was just couldn't think straight, and he was gassed after a few minutes. Like, so I wonder, is that the case with Mane as well?
Yeah, it could be. But I definitely don't envy Klopp right now to try and motivate his players to like they got to push on and get this top four. It's like it'd be very hard to kind of convince them for that. On the other end of the spectrum, Fulham. Oh, it's happening.
It is. All systems are going.
Now, I will say, Josh Maja, I said before, you're leaving yourself a mountain to climb, getting those 12 goals that I said you would get.
They don't want him to get the goals, Carl. We saw what happened.
Don't make a fool out of me, Josh Maja. Yeah, they had a game the last round 2 against Tottenham, and a triumphant return for a segment we don't know the rules.
Yeah, an accidental segment that feels like it happens
catching on
three times a week.
There's a lot of people saying, well, now what's the rule? And am I right in saying they changed the rule after that game? Didn't they? They changed that handball rule?
I don't know what's going on.
Because
I think you can't. There can be no handball when you're attacking.
Yeah.
Like no matter what. But defending is all right. I don't know why. What's the difference? How come I can't kick a ball off you, but you're allowed to slap a ball away?
Yeah. The way they said it was that you can't, if it hits your hand or your arm, that area, and it leads directly to a goal or a chance, whatever, it leads directly to a goal, then that's a handball. But like he was standing there, Yerry Mina drove it wasn't Yerry Mina, it was Sanchez for Tottenham, drove the ball off, I think it was Lookman or someone, one of the Fulham players, bounced off his arm, fell to Maja, and he still had a bit to do. He still went by. He still had to dummy player and go by him and kick it in. Like, if he'd stuck his hand out and that led to a goal opportunity, or
it was by his side though.
It was by his side, and I thought that was the rule. Like, what about natural position? Is that a thing anymore?
But like, he literally could not. The only way that's not a handball is if he has no arms. There's nothing he can do. You couldn't like if his arms were taped to his side, it would be the same thing. Like,
and it's like that was 1-0 to Spurs. That would be 1-1. That'd be an extra point for Fulham. Yeah. They could definitely go down by 1 point. It's that close
absolutely,
there.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. It is strange, but then you think they have Tottenham, they have Liverpool, they have I think City as well. Chelsea, like they have an awful run of games for them. So this win against Liverpool was huge for them.
Yeah, massive. Especially with seems like everyone else fucking up at the bottom, kind of.
Oh well, the stuff at Newcastle. You seen that?
Yeah. Brucey having it out at training.
Matt Ritchie called him a coward in training. Did you hear that?
Coward.
A coward.
Yeah, but like, did you see the reason behind it?
No. I don't even read the headlines. I don't read the article.
So Bruce subbed on Matt Ritchie.
Yeah.
And he was talking to him on the sideline. You could see him talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was pointing at the players, telling Ritchie what to tell the players, like where to go and stuff when he comes on. Matt Ritchie came on. He said it to 2 of the players. And then he kind of got sidetracked and didn't say it to one of the defenders. Yeah. Who then was in the wrong place. And fucking the other team scored straight away because it just ran through the gap that was there. Oh. And then Steve Bruce after the game was like, Matt Ritchie didn't do what I told him to do. I told him to say it. He didn't say it. And so then they had it out at training, apparently.
Yeah. But again, it's one of those things like if Newcastle go down, it's not because that one time Matt Ritchie failed to transfer a message to another player. So if you feel that you're being scapegoated, there's nothing worse than that. Is a feeling that someone's putting all the blame on you. It's like, well, sorry lads, I'll tell the children. Matt Ritchie fucked up.
What can I do? How could we possibly stay up when Matt Ritchie is not listening to me?
Yeah. Then you turn like, look, we've had issues with players not listening to the manager. I mean, that's the reason we've gone down. It's like,
maybe that's why.
Now this is maybe all Matt Ritchie's head,
Yeah.
but to say you're a coward to single me out. I don't think he's been playing a lot either. Has he, Matt Ritchie? Has he had COVID? I think they had a few COVID outbreaks in Newcastle.
They did. I don't know if he was one of them or if he's just Bruce doesn't like him. I don't know if you remember the big one a few years ago that sealed the end of Jose at United, where Sky Sports camera crew caught Pogba arriving at training, and he walks up and he goes, "All right, boss." And then you could see Jose muttering something to Pogba.
Oh yeah, it's like, I'm not your fucking mate or whatever.
A really like awkward video of Pogba pointing and being like, "Did he just say that to me?"
Yeah, it's like, whoa, bro. What's with the bad vibes, man? We're just here to have a good time, as Mourinho's being called a failure and past and his methods are outdated. Pogba just shows up, hey, I'll still be here. I'll still get paid. Don't worry, bro.
High five.
Yeah, like Pogba doing that. What's his problem? Like, everyone knows his problem is. Everyone knows, like, he's under pressure. Everyone knows that. Don't pretend like it's...
Your agent has been calling him a failure for weeks. I will say, because I was thinking the same of was it like burnt out of all the football. I was like, I couldn't wait for the international break.
Yeah.
And I was like, at least like a break back at it again. But then United beat City and I realised, no, I just didn't like Man United not doing well. And now I'm back on football again.
United beat City in an outrageous game. I mean,
United
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw is the player of the year for me for United. He's better than Bruno.
Honest to God, that goal he scored, like, was he 24, 25?
Luke Shaw? No, I think he's a bit older than that.
Oh.
I look him up. I think he's 27. Maybe.
Yeah, he's 25. He's 26 this year.
Yeah.
My point being that he's still a young lad, 25, but he was rolling back the years there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how he used to play at Southampton. That's how you get a move for 27 million at like 19 years of age.
Yeah. That was before he got his legs
shattered. That was it. Like, he used to make those runs sometimes like this, and he's like 6'1", and he was a big lad at 18. Like, this man is going to be an absolute force. Yeah. And that was the first time since the leg break that I've seen him make a run like that. I know, was it confidence, was it whatever, but like, he has that in his, that power and that speed to just go straight up the pitch, and then a great finish.
Yeah, he's been really good this season for United. Like, every game, he's pretty much United's best player. Like, if it's not him, it's Bruno, but it's nearly always. He never puts in less than like an 8 out of 10. It just feels like it's Tellez signing. He was like, oh, fuck. Like, Tellez is very good. I can't just coast along now. I'll fucking go for it.
Well, I don't know. Is the race back on between United and City?
No, it's 11 points. Man United are not going to not slip up again. They'll lose next week, or they'll draw, or they don't go on 2 good runs. They go good run, bad run. That's how it works every season.
Would you think, could City be on the verge of a possible kind of, not collapse, but like a bad run?
Some collapse.
Or is there relief if the streak is over?
Oh yeah, it could be like, now we can relax. Now we start playing again.
Now it's just back to just winning games. Like, it's like just play our own game again. There's no records to be beaten. There's just, we go out and win this title like we've done before.
It was, every game was probably like a World Cup final up against City, like, for the rest of the league. But now it'd be like, just play our game, try beat them, see how it goes. Where before it was like, they're the best team in the world.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about this, that like the obviously every team has suffered, like Liverpool especially, Leicester as well have lost a lot of their players for different periods. Aston Villa losing Grealish. Like, the big squad is something that City have had for a long time now, but it would always be an unhappy big squad. Like, if it was Dzeko, or if it was Sané, or if it was Benjamin Mendy, say, on the bench, not playing, not enough games. Like, you bought me for 40 million. I'm getting paid this money. I could be somewhere else. I'm playing. Like, this is kind of bullshit. Where there's so many games, there's so many opportunities to play all your squad. Like, I've never seen a team have all their so many players playing well on the bench. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
Mahrez has had a great year, one of his best years of the city, and he has not been a definite starter. Same with,
and like they're hammering the league with a front three of like Jesus, Sterling, and Mahrez. Like that's a mental. That's not a like best team in the world front three. It's just because everyone is firing, like, and everyone's can rotate in and out so easily.
And like, say you don't play today, don't worry. There's a game in 2 days. You play that one.
There's another game in an hour. Don't worry.
Like when usually like there's the game the weekend, you don't play it. Then there's no Champions League in the middle of the week. There's no cup. You're waiting for the next week to play. You've got this training in between. You know, this is where the bus-ups happen. You get, you know, like this is where the tension starts to grow. But like, no time for training. We have a game an hour. We have to get in a plane to fucking Budapest to play our home game. You know, like there's no this kind of tension. It's like everyone's playing. We need everybody to play and to contribute. Like Emmerich Laporte's had a great season. He's not even the starting centre back. Like it's mad, and it is the part, like they fell into this situation of having a huge squad of top class players. No other team really has this, that you can have players like. I wouldn't be surprised if Emmerich Laporte was like looked at by Real Madrid and Barcelona, because he's had a great year, but he hasn't even played for City that much. So I don't know. It's a bit unfair to say that's why they've won, because obviously Pep is a great coach as well, but it's been a huge advantage to have so many players just ready and willing to go at any moment. The only takeaway, I think, is maybe the tide is starting to turn on David De Gea after Dean Henderson's amazing performance.
He's had I don't think he's been that busy in any of the games, but he's had I think 4 or 5 clean sheets in a row. And I think the fact that he's not busy is because he's doing lots of simple things without fucking up, which De Gea has a habit of. Like De Gea can't catch a cross to save his life, and every corner comes straight at De Gea's head and he panics, whereas Henderson just catches it and throws it away pretty easily. I definitely think it's this, and he's probably I'm sure he's on way smaller wages, so I'm sure they're thinking, oh, excellent.
Well, that's the issue too. It's like, do you try and get him off your books now if you're United? And the issue is the wages. Like, who would want to take De Gea now on like 300 grand a week or whatever he's on? Yeah. And then if you're De Gea, if no one's going to take that money, you're saying, well, I have a contract here. I'll be the third choice goalkeeper. I would love to be the third choice goalkeeper. Who wouldn't? It's the dream.
The highest paid third choice goalkeeper on the planet. Wow.
You know, and in these, you know, tough financial times for Premier League clubs, by their own standards, not by anyone else's standards, but by their own standards, you don't really want to be paying someone 300 grand a week to not play and to just be like a negative. Like when De Gea comes in, everyone just stops talking. Hi, David.
All right, David. How's the baby?
Yeah. Are you training today? Or you? No.
No. Oh, good.
You're just the pool, is it? Yeah. No. I was just in there.
Yeah. So.
Sure, I'll talk to you around, Dave. Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. That lad. Would you ever fuck off? Would you ever fucking grow up? Fucking hell.
Cop on. True, some man.
Oh, sure. All right,
Dave. What's the story? How's Spain?
Oh, I wish that fucking fax machine hadn't broke, man. That fucking fax machine. Fucking hell. Oh god! Well, like when you think that he could have got Real Madrid, was that before the 3 in a row Champions Leagues that they won?
I believe it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
Hey, well, look, he has those Man United Player of the Years to look back on, no matter what.
Man, he had, there were like 2 or 3 years. The year they came second with Jose, he had the best season I've ever seen a player have. He was outrageous. It felt like he had 8 arms in goal that season. Do you remember the Arsenal game?
Oh yeah, do I remember that? That was just. It was one. It's like it was the only time for a goalie, like, you know, that infamous game that Ronaldo played against United and they applauded him because he was so good. It was that kind of like, oh my god, this guy is fucking Dr. Oct. Dr. Ox. Is Dr. Ox?
Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus. No, they in Doc Ock in Spider-Man.
Doc Ock. Yeah.
Doc Ock. Oh god. If you were if you were like, it's not going to happen because literally Real Madrid can't even do it. But if you were United, who would you pick? Who would you rather, Mbappe or Haaland?
Haaland every day. Like he just scores. That's all he is. Like, he just scores goals every game. Like Mbappe, I've seen him kind of, go missing in a game for a bit or like try stuff and fail. All I ever see from Haaland is just goal compilations every game. It feels like.
Yeah,
him all day.
They had a bad luck.
Massive.
He's like 6'4". So like people like,
and he's rapid. He's as fast as Mbappe. Like he's a freak.
Yeah, I mean, you'd fear for a team of Warner seeing him coming at him. He'd seem like he was 7 foot tall.
That guy must be 10 foot tall.
I saw this man. He must have been 8'3". He was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Timo talking to his therapist.
Timo ringing Tuchel at 3 a.m. Oh man, that was just the game tapes, Timo.
Well, who would you take at Arsenal between the two?
Well, Mbappe is definitely more of an Arsenal player. He seems a bit kind of light and looks like he might get injured for most of the season if he joined Arsenal.
Looks like maybe if a few things went wrong, he might fall off a bit.
yeah. It looks like a player that Arsenal could ruin for sure. What they were playing actually, Haaland was playing for Dortmund against Bayern. I think yesterday, 2 years ago. A bad one for Dortmund because he scored 2 goals in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, banged them in straight away.
They then conceded 2 more just before half time, which is, I mean, it's a really gut punch. And then he went off just at the hour mark, I think, for them, and they conceded 2 more in the 88th minute, and that's, they nearly hung on. But it did. Watching the highlights of it, anyways, it seemed like he was too good for them, and that is a very disrespectful thing to say. Obviously, it's a very disrespectful thing to say, but like, especially having not watched any Dortmund games this year, but he was just so good. And at Bayern, like the level of players that they can afford at Bayern versus Dortmund, like he looked like the best player on the pitch. He looked too good for Dortmund. He looked as good as Lewandowski, and Lewandowski actually scored 3 goals that game. But he's a seasoned veteran. He's been doing this for years. He's on course to beat Gerd Muller's record of 40 goals in a season. But if Haaland had stayed on, you feel Dortmund probably would have won that game, which is crazy.
As Haaland has scored 100 league goals, and he's 20 years of age. Surely he's on track for smashing every record. Like,
if you
Ronaldo and Messi weren't doing that, for at that age, I don't think.
No,
I'm wrong.
I don't think
Ronaldo
so.
Definitely wasn't.
I think he scored 19 goals in 19 games for Borussia Dortmund this year.
Like that, yeah.
But like I said, that was 30 goals for Lewandowski. They have 24 games played. I think they have 7 left. He's trying to beat the record of 40.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he was to stay, that's probably the most likely thing, that a Dortmund player will just go to Bayern. That they'll sub in Haaland for Lewandowski, and they'll just continue to dominate Germany for the rest of eternity.
I think this was the week. I think I sealed it in fantasy.
Oh, you
once and for all. Gareth Bale. Oh, what a master stroke.
I thought about it. I thought about bringing them in. This is a little segment we call Fancy Corner. Deal with it, folks.
Suck it up.
Suck it up. Skip past if you want. We give a fuck. We don't have any sponsors. We don't care. I thought about bringing Bale in, right? But I would have to make some changes. I would have to send a couple of players, take like an 8-point hit. I was like, look, what's he going to do? He might score a goal. He's not going to score 2 goals and
assists. What's he going to do? Score 2 goals and get an assist?
Yeah, and that's evidently what he did. And I thought, well, I might bring in James Ward-Prowse as well. And I didn't do that either. I opted.
I don't have much faith in him. People bring him in. He'll score a free kick now and again, but most of the time, it's 2 points is all you're getting off him. Well,
he has a double game week this week. And he scored a goal and he got a bonus and all that. And now he'll play City, and at worst, he'll get 2 more points. So that was something I should have done too. I opted instead for Jay Lings.
No, that's a good shout. He just scored.
Well, he did, but he missed the penalty first. So he got -2 plus 5.
Way.
Yeah. So he's not going to get a bonus either because he missed a penalty. So it's just. So you've seen this. You've won this. I hope you enjoy your win. You have all the class of reversing dump truck Enjoy the money that we don't ever give anybody, even though we say we will every year. The money that gets never
I
paid.
think it's 3 of the last 5. Flying it. I'm starting a dynasty.
Yeah. Hey, we should do that for next year. We should start a no-nonsense Premier League fantasy league. That'd be good.
Very good shout. It'll be me, you, the boys already in the league, and our one listener in France, whoever that is.
Yeah, whoever listens to this podcast in France every week, shout out to you, my friend. Bonjour.
Yeah, legend.
No, but not taking the piss. I mean, thanks for listening. Hope you're enjoying the pod. Any requests, hit us up on the social. Let us know what you want to hear. This is for you, really. You're our only listener.
No, we're doing all right, listener-wise. Surprising.
We're building, we're growing. I think we're settling into it. I won't lie, I am a bit fatigued with all these games. It's hard to keep up. It's hard to kind of find interesting things in it because I don't watch the games. So I just kind of look at the results, go,
we couldn't. Even if we wanted to watch all the games, we couldn't.
No, I mean, they're all being shown, but they're all at the same time. I mean, there isn't enough hours in the day to try and get the catch up and try and get like full games.
Or even remember, like they all just meld together. Like especially when everyone's playing twice a week. How am I supposed to tell the difference? I don't know, because it's like, it's just that it doesn't feel like, even when you're watching the analysis and stuff, it's the same. It's just everyone's saying the same thing every game. Everyone's just there's games every day. There's only so much different things that can happen.
There's only so many takeaways. There's only so many absolute, things you can say about games like that. It's I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of an analogy, but like it's like the way people are working from home now. But like people's houses weren't built to work from home. Like society wasn't built around that kind of concept. The concept was you would live in your home for half the day, sleep there, and you'd go out and do your day's work or whatever. Whereas now we're all kind of at home all the time. You think there's not enough space, people are going mad. And the Premier League is the same way. Like it was set up to have weekend games, and you would have the week to kind of talk about it and to build these kind of narratives and build anticipation for the games. Whereas now the games are every couple of days. It's just like you don't have that time between of like, oh, what's going to happen? It's like, as we talk about games, we release this podcast even the day later, there's been another game. And then, it's just like, it's hard to get up for it. It's hard to kind of any kind of imagination about the results,
It's a good point about not having the week to build the narrative, because it feels like, when United are playing Liverpool, Sky Sports have a full week of like, oh, this is the one, and they show all the clips. I don't remember seeing any of those kind of ads this year at all.
No.
They don't have time. There's games on.
Exactly. It is. And that's why they had the formula down where like they would promote the games during the week, and then you have the weekend games, and you talk about that for the rest of the week. You say, did you see the game? Like which one? You talk about the Champions League game, the FA Cup game? Like there's been game literally every single day. I have no idea what you're talking about. So we've just hit fatigue point now where it's like I can't get excited about the game. Like I think are Liverpool playing Leipzig now again tomorrow?
Oh my God, they are indeed.
Like
the Champions League.
Like they've just lost to Fulham. Like usually you would have the week of like, or at least a couple of days. Like at this time of the season, to be fair, there's always this kind of double up of games, and there's like, oh, it's a tough couple of weeks for this team.
One double game week, not fucking like 5 or 6. Like in fancy, that's always you build up to the double game week. Now it's every week. There's no planning for it.
But not even double game week, but like just say you have Champions League and league games to be like, you have United in the Champions League, and then you have Chelsea in the league, and be a tough game for people sometimes. But like the whole year's been like that, and it's been non-stop, but there's no kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm talking my whole. I mean, I definitely am, but like, it's I don't know. I think this league needs to end. This year needs to end.
Literally during the week when the football is on.
Yeah.
I was just like, I couldn't watch another kick of a ball.
Just like I couldn't have another bite of football. I'm absolutely stuffed now. It's been great. Thanks very much now, but I'm gonna hit the road. I was watching the NBA All-Star game I was watching the NBA All-Star draft and the subsequent NBA All-Star game.
How would you rate the game?
The game wasn't great. But that aside, I kind of felt like we were missing a trick here, especially in football. Like if the Premier League did an All-Star type thing. I know they do the team of the year, but you never get to see them play anybody.
Playing each other, yeah.
Yeah. And again, for anybody who's not familiar with the All-Star game, there's there's two conferences in the US. There's the Eastern and Western Conference, and there's how many teams? There's like 20 teams in the.
I can't remember. I think it's like 20-ish.
I'll look it up just to be accurate. That's just for this podcast.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to mislead anyone.
No, get all your facts right, get everything prepared properly. Oh my god. I can't even type NBA now. Fucking hell. So there is
our French listener is going to be very disheartened by this episode.
Well, we have to keep this shout out in for him or for her.
Yeah.
Or for them. It could be a family, you know.
All gathered around.
Yeah, you never know. So there's 15 teams each, so there's 30 teams.
30 teams.
So yeah, anybody's not familiar with the All-Star format in America, the NBA format, I should say. There's two conferences, the Eastern and Western conferences. And there's 30 teams, and they're both split into either one of those conferences, and they pick, I think it's like 11 players from both conferences to be, or in around that amount. And in basketball, as you know, they have 5 starting players. So I was thinking, what if they did like a FIFA Street type thing, where you have a 5-a-side thing?
Yeah.
So you pick, 21 the best players, and you do it like, say, voting from the fans, you do players and coaches, and you have, the 21 best players. And like they do in the NBA now, in the most recent years, they have the 2 captains who pick the teams, which is, like any field sport in rugby or in soccer, like you the captains, like in the schoolyard, you pick the teams like that. And that'd be cool. Like you could do that. You could have whatever, say, who would be the most voted player, you think, in the Premier League? Who would be the LeBron James?
I don't know, because De
Bruyne probably.
De Bruyne, but he probably would be. But I don't feel like he has any of the personality of
No, I mean
LeBron.
Probably
Do you know
wouldn't.
what I mean? To be like the captain.
No, but
there's no really that would be the flashy captain type. But in terms of just player, yeah, I'm sure everyone.
Yeah, like that, people would vote for him and the fans and players. I think probably like someone, possibly like De Bruyne, and maybe, I mean, not just United bias, but just because they have a lot of fans, it'd probably be Hernandez on based on his form this year.
Yeah, probably Bruno versus De Bruyne. Yeah.
And you could have them, and they would pick a 5-side team, and you could just rotate in the players. So like you'd have, I don't know, say Ederson in goal, Van Dijk, De Bruyne, Grealish, and Salah or something like that.
Yeah,
but that would be, and then against another team of who would play that team?
Bruno, Kane, maybe.
Kane, yeah.
Who'd be at the back? I suppose Diaz this season.
Diaz, yeah.
He's a hot commodity. In goal, Allison in goal, I guess.
Yeah,
Not this season, but would be. Who am I missing? A winger? A midfielder?
I think it's 5, is it?
I think so. Close enough.
But something like that, and you could have players kind of coming in and out.
It seems weird that like the Prem love. If there's 3 things the Prem loves, it's extra matches for no reason.
Yeah.
Milking things for money, and making players play too much. That seems like a no-brainer. That's
exactly because apparently they all meet, the clubs meet the Premier League every year. They're always like, oh, they never get a break. Apparently they come back every year and say we want more money. They never ask for a break. So that's why your Sky subscription keeps going up. But like, if they wanted a break, and that's the best of both worlds, because if you had like an All-Star weekend, you have a break for all the players during that week, and that weekend you have a 5-side, which would be great money spinner, and for the fans as well, seeing all your favorite players play.
That'd be massive on social media as well. Like imagine Twitter the day of the All-Star game. Like that'd be so good.
Yeah, and you could do it like you could just have like a five-side pitch in one of the stadiums. So even if it was like you could host it in Burnley and you could use the pitch as a stadium as well. You could host it anywhere and whatever local area you could do. So it would work perfect. I just want to run this idea by you before I run by the Premier League. Right? You know, I want to send them an email later on. I just want to see if you thought it was a good idea before I said to, I think it's Scudamore.
I think you've worked all the kinks out. I think
yeah.
it's good to go. Now, when does this happen?
When would it happen? January?
I'd imagine. No time in January. There's games in January.
Well, that's it.
In the summer.
No. Like this is a mid-season thing, a break in the middle of the season.
That's true. Yeah.
So like you don't want to get rid of the Christmas games because you know they're a tradition at this point.
Yeah.
But like just after January, just in January. You don't
want to do it too late in the season or too early when the players are like, I'm trying to fucking win the league.
Yeah. Do it at the midpoint and everybody gets a break. And you get to see all these players playing in like a five-side tournament. And you can have like 4 quarters as well, just so you can get all the players running in.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'd all just be taking the piss, like, you know, doing nutmegs and stuff. Just like like I remember seeing, do you ever see that clip from years ago? Just after I think he either left Arsenal or he retired or whatever. He was on Percy doing those skills in that park with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing the touch and the skills. I was like, I just thought he was like a kind of lanky fucker who had a good shot in him. Like you just don't think of these players having that kind of skill level.
Yeah,
like you put any of them in a fucking futsal game and they would just absolutely rip it. So imagine seeing them all doing that and the best players, like the ones you can vote into the game. You know, it would be unreal, man.
And as well, you could do like, you know, where there's the dunk contest.
Yeah.
You could surely do like a free kick contest or a fucking crossbar challenge or something like that.
You could do a skills competition for sure.
Yeah. That fucking keepy uppies thing.
The skill school, yeah, you could do that. But I don't know, just an idea I had because like the team of the year, it always is kind of they don't do it half. They
it's
do
just
like
a picture on Twitter. It doesn't mean anything. Like it's just like here it is.
Yeah, like if that team played the La Liga's best team, that's another idea.
Oh no, that's money. Take that up for it, everyone to be surely like.
But again, then it becomes competitive, and like, am I going to get injured in a charity game? You know, you don't want that either. So
it would have to be for money for the players.
Well, yeah. Oh God, I don't know. I just a thought I had was like, you know, they could definitely do something like that because, you know, for money, like everything is in the Premier League is about money. It would definitely be a money spinner, and it would get the break that like. Seemingly every other league in the world can manage a mid-season break except the Premier League. They have to play all the time.
No, we couldn't possibly stop the games.
Yeah.
I wonder, are like the viewership figures, have they stayed steady all season, or are they starting to dip a bit now as the season goes on from people just being like, I'm not watching Burnley play at 4:00 on a Tuesday. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think it is because there's just so little else going on, like in terms of pubs, restaurants, and cinemas, and anything else that you might do with your time. You know, you go for your walk, but like, there's only so much walking you can do in a week.
Yeah.
Believe me, you and me.
And what did Sky say when you emailed them your ideas?
Well, no, I haven't emailed them yet. I just wanted to run it by you, and I'll be actually contacting the Premier League directly. You know.
Oh, Mr. Premier League. Hello, sir. How would your email draft be?
It's the lion. It's the lion on the crest. It's, whatever his name is.
Dear Premiership Lion.
Dear Premier League Lion.
Do you like money?
I just go, money. Now that I have your attention. Oh God. That'd be the other thing. Who would get to show it? The Premier League or Sky or BT? That'd be another battle.
God, you've probably just worked out why that isn't a thing now that you've said it. I'm sure that's the issue every time Sky and BT being like, no, fuck off. You're not getting that. We show half the games. Why don't we get it? Yeah,
because they've already agreed to the terms for like the next 5 years now. So if you added another aspect to it. The other way I'm talking to is if, oh, well, this is why it's not going to work. Not because I just came up with this.
Not because the players might not be interested.
I'll tell you what, I might, if I do work out the kinks in it, if I do find the time to work out the kinks in this, I will email it to Who would I email to? I wonder. The chief executive of the Premier League.
Premier League. Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah, email
Richard Masters.
Oh, you've got
is the current chief executive of the highest tier of the Association of Football England.
Does
so
he have his phone number or email attached to his bio?
No, it doesn't say so on Google.
I wonder why.
I'll just check his Wikipedia, see if it's there. No, can't see it there. I'm sure there's probably a contact us on the Premier League website, though.
Sure, there's a secretary we can get in touch with.
I wonder if there's an ideas section on the website.
For the billion fucking pound company.
If I get a email and a way to contact Richard Masters of the Premier League with my idea for an all-star break /game/weekend, and I work out the kinks of it, and I learn how to articulate myself.
You just send a voice note.
Oh God! I mean, look, I'm saying this. That's not if he doesn't hear this episode first.
Well, that's true.
You know,
might be living in France
because we're growing, baby. We're getting into the stride of this. You know,
we're closing in on 100. I think 100 downloads, which we thought originally probably was 10 years away.
No, we didn't think we would ever get it. To be honest, we thought we'd be the 7 lads who we know might listen to it. We'll listen to it, and that'd be it. But here we are, 100 downloads from who? I don't know. I didn't buy any bots. Will, did you buy any bots?
Not this time, anyway.
No.
Not on this podcast. You know who the listeners probably are, Cathal?
Who?
The Guztep fans. That's who.
Oh yeah, do my hashtags worked?
Yeah, I think they're on it. I think they're clamoring for more bandwagon wheel.
Well, you know what? I think it's time we give it to them. We should get some theme music for that as well, for bandwagon wheel.
Definitely the chant part, I suppose.
Yeah, well, yeah, we worked on that. What's the restrictions? When did they go down to level 4? I love how easily we've just become accustomed to this police state. Like, when is level 4 again? Oh, next week? Oh, okay. Well, we'll wait till then, shall we? We'll just wait.
When am I allowed to see Friends again? Is that in April?
Oh, God. When is the emergency over? It just becomes so normal. But yeah, sorry, bandwagon wheel. So I know you're skipping. You're hitting that 15 plus mark. You keep hitting it. I'm sorry. We're here now. We're here.
Where is it?
Another big win for Gostep. 3-1 against Buyukshar Belide Erezmumpar. Nail that one. We got a 3-1 win. We started off.
Who's on the score sheet?
It was an own goal by Leo Schwen. And that was the 4th minute. Look, we get off to a good start as always.
Put them under pressure.
Emran Basan got one back for the other boys. And then 83-minute winner. Can you guess who scored it, Will? Can you guess who came up big in the big moment?
Super number 7.
Number 7. The absolutely fantastic Halil Akbunar. You know, he just...
Now I'm starting to think, genuinely, he might get a move somewhere.
Well, Transfermarkt have him rated at 2 million, so you'd snap him up pretty cheap if you were looking at Halil Akbunar.
Bargain.
He's been excellent again for us. We got another one then. That was the winner in my eyes. And then we got
for our own team after that.
And then a 97+ minute penalty to make 3-1. That brings us up
a red card.
Yeah, well, look, we were for them, was it?
Yeah, for them, yeah.
Yeah.
For the penalty.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, like I said, it was last week. Probably a frustration more than anything, Will, I would say.
Yeah.
That we seem to be not moving up the table though. We're still in 9th. The other teams above us keep winning too, which is always the key. It's not so much about the points you are away from where you want to be. It's the teams in between as well. Because if they keep winning as well, it's hard to pass them all out. So we need a few results to go our way if you want to clinch that Europa League spot by the end of the season. But look, we're doing all we can. We're winning our games.
Look, what else can me and you possibly do, Cathal?
We can't do anything else, you know.
We're doing so much already.
But look, it's
We
been
got a
good.
game against Ankarguku. Big team, as you know.
On Cargo, are they ahead of us in the table?
I don't think so. I'll tell you now.
They're relegation
Okay.
strugglers, so that might be a tough place to go. They've got 2 wins on the bounce.
2 wins on the bounce. They're fighting to stay up. So,
but look, we've got 4 wins out of the last 5. We're unbeaten in 5.
Since we started sporting.
Yeah, so the wins in our sales, that should be a tough game. Obviously they haven't gone well, but look, a wounded animal.
Yeah,
that's what they are. So we've got to be wary of them. Hopefully we get the win this week. Again, I think Turkey are playing as many games as the Premier League are. They seem to be playing every week as well. So keep an eye on that. Hopefully some other results go our way as well, and we get up that table. The Europa League spot is looking a bit of an outside bet at the moment, Will. But what do you think? Can we do it?
I've faith in the Caraman to keep it going.
He's been good this year. He has been good. He turned it around.
Football sometimes is, Cathal, as he said.
Football it is. What more can you say? That kind of wraps up, I think. There's nothing else. Like we say, we've said that about 3 or 4 times, so there definitely isn't anything else we need to cover. So we don't even ask that question.
We scraped the bottom of the football barrel this week.
If you haven't followed us already, give us a follow on No Nonsense Pod, no_nonsense_pod on Instagram, and the Twitter. Do you have the Twitter there, Will?
It is. Oh, I had it. I closed it.
I think it's No Nonsense Pod on Twitter.
Yeah, No Nonsense Pod, I believe.
And if you want to, if you're enjoying the show, rate and review us. It helps us kind of go up the charts so people see us more.
Yep.
On Apple Music, you can do that.
Follow on Spotify, I think, as well. That's the big one.
Yeah. Give us a 5-star review if you're enjoying the show. And if you give us a 5-star review on Apple, we'll shout you out in the next episode. We'll read the review live on air. So do that if you
say anything.
So. Whoever listens to us in France, give us a 5-star review, okay? Because you're our favorite fan, and we'll definitely. No. We're not threatening you. I'm not. Forget it. Forget the whole thing. Just continue listening, and we thank you for your listenership. But if you can, give us a 5-star review on Apple Music, and we'll read it out in the show. Anything else to add, Will?
No, it's not really. I think we struggled on through that one, but it turned out all right. You know what?
Not one of our best, but again,
I shouldn't say that.
No, that's getting cut.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would Klopps say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?